Rants on the Better Sports Network. What is going on, everybody? Somebody has a case of the Monday. Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles. And well, Bob's your uncle. Rants on the Street with Thomas Stevens. Shout out to my producer, Tyler Soto. Boom. Yes. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Monday Night Rants on the Better Sports Network. I am, of course, Edward Raus. It's at Edward Raus at all your favorite social media platforms, at Better Network as well. Wade Tavares says, hello to my fellow ranters from his honeymoon. I was indeed the best man, and what a wedding it was. Still recovering, but still here for you on the Monday night. See? Shout out to Wade Tavares, a.k.a. you may know him on the show as Archon56. What a show we have for you tonight. It's going to be boatloads of fun. You see what I did there? Because a couple of teams in the NBA have gone fishing. Or as Charles Barkley would say, visiting Galveston, Texas. You get the dirty water. If you don't know what that is by now, give it a goog, but not until the show is over, please. Yes. Joining me tonight, as always, will be Thomas Stevens for Rants on the Street. Heavy T will be here live from the FanDuel Studios. And my guest tonight, Matthew Selz. And this is going to be interesting. When I have Heavy T on later, we did our full NFL draft coverage last week, right? But Heavy T wasn't able to make it. However, tonight he is. And Matthew Selz, the salesman, Fancy Alarm, has, well, an interesting take on the Atlanta Falcons drafting Michael Penix Jr. in the first round. He is in the 0.00001% of people who actually liked the pick. So when he comes on with myself and Heavy T, Matthew Selz is going to explain to Heavy T why he likes the pick, and we'll see if Heavy T is going to come off his ledge, if you will, because you know. He had a rough, as an Atlanta Falcons fan, Heavy T here on the show, he had a rough, and I mean rough draft. They were my worst grade of all the teams. They weren't only mine. They were everyone's worst grade. Mostly consensus after the draft on every website almost. The Patriots and the Falcons were my two worst. So hopefully that all gets cleared up. Because I don't like when Heavy T is sad. No one does. No one likes when Heavy T on the show is sad. Nobody does. All right, so big show tonight. We got the Rant Lines. We're going to talk about the Tom Brady Roast. We got a new Rookie of the Year in the NBA. We'll talk about that. I'm going to rant about the Los Angeles Clippers and how mediocre, how mid they have been since 2017. I'm going to redo my playoff predictions. I get a redo. And then we're going to talk about some close finishes in the Kentucky Derby and NASCAR. It's all going down tonight on Monday Night Rants. So thank you for joining me. Feel free to get into the chat. I know we're streaming on multiple platforms right now, but I can see the chats from Facebook, from X, from YouTube, Twitch, anywhere that you were watching. I can see them all, and I will do my best to answer questions and get you involved because that's what we do here on Monday Night Rants. All right. Without further ado, let's just jump into this week's Rant Lines. I got to switch over here for this one. That's what I do. Last night, Netflix aired. They said it was live, but I know for a fact it was not live. But we got to see live, allegedly, the roast of Tom Brady. Now, I, like most of you, have been really sick of these Comedy Central roasts that they've been doing for years in and years out. Always seem like the same every time, the same. It's always the same comedians. One of them was here again tonight, Jeff Ross. That's all he does nowadays. Apparently, that's how he makes a living, just doing roast, because I haven't heard him or seen him do anything else. And we got the Trump roast, and then you had like Charlie Sheen, and the Bob Saget one was okay. It just got tired. It got tired. But here we are. Netflix decided they were going to do one called The Greatest Roast of All Time, featuring the one and only Tom Brady. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be probably cringy. Not going to lie. But you know what? Last night, recovering from the wedding, my daughter's watching Kung Fu Panda 4. And I'm like, you know what? It's on right now. I'm going to give it a go. So I did. And then it was training all over X2. So I'm not going to lie. I actually really enjoyed it. I really did. There was a couple of things that were cringy, and I'll get into those here shortly. But for the most part, it was fun. You got to see a new side of Tom Brady. You got to see a new side of Bill Belichick. That was the most surprising part to me, that Bill Belichick actually has a sense of humor and can smile and laugh. And he takes shots like a man. If those were real shots, they're probably just water. Let's be real. However, 3 hours, a little long. 3-hour roast of Tom Brady, a little long. But I got through it and I laughed along the way. I thought Kevin Hart did a really good job. He did repeat himself a lot. And sometimes he had like, woo, that was not funny and no one would laugh, but he was really good. But if you didn't notice, every time he said, or nobody would laugh at his jokes, he would just point to Tom Brady and say, F Tom Brady. So if you go back and watch it, however many times he says F Tom Brady, that's how many people didn't laugh at that joke. But he did a good job, all in all. Kim Kardashian was there. That was cringy and awkward. She got booed. Her jokes weren't that funny. The jokes about her were funny. The Kanye West one about the reason why she's upset about being there was because her kids were at home with their dad. That was hilarious. Dana White was there. You had you had Max Holloway was there, and you have O'Malley was there too, dressed up in his full O'Malley gear. And Dana White had some funny moments. Some of the jokes about the UFC were pretty hilarious. But the big moment, I think, was, besides the comedians and everything and the dirty jokes and all that, the big moment, I think, was when Bill Belichick got on stage and had his time. He made fun of Edelman. He made fun of Gronk, which everyone did the same joke on Gronk. I mean, how many times we got to hear the guy's dumb? We get it, right? He's dumb. And only did we realize that when he actually talked that he was dumb because he couldn't read the prompter. It was just the same joke on him, really. So it's kind of annoying, to be honest. But he did okay. But Belichick was great. Robert Kraft came on and had a few words. Kevin Hart was kind of teasing him like he was going to ask about the massage thing, but went a different route. And then Brady got his moment where he got to come back and roast everybody as well. I thought he did a pretty decent job. Stumbled a little bit. Some of the jokes are kind of like, whatever. But the big one is that he admitted to Deflategate. Now, it's a roast. It's a joke. We don't know if it's true or not. But he came out and said that the NFL had spent over $20 million in the investigation of Deflategate. And he said, if they would have given me the $20 million, I would have just told them I did it. So I thought that was fun. And overall, I thought 3 hours was too long, like I said, but they should do more of these. I think the NFL or even NBA, you could do one on Shaq or do one on, Charles Barkley. More NFL players like that, too. I think it'd be fun. Just having the players, because they're sharing stories and talking smack on each other, the owners, the coaches. It just brings a whole landscape and new look into the lives of these players of what you think you know. We thought Belichick and Brady hate each other. Well, apparently not. We thought Robert Kraft and Belichick hate each other. Apparently not. Now, it could have been all for show. It could have been all for Netflix. But at the end of the day, it was just fun to see these guys have fun, and it is true. And I will agree with everybody on that stage. Brady loves white receivers. That was clear in that as well. And a few Aaron Hernandez jokes that I thought were funny. There was one that was not funny. That was a little bit woo. But it's part of history. And I know today Aaron Hernandez's fiance came out and said, or previous fiance came out and said, hey, it's not funny. He has a daughter. I'm raising her. She doesn't need to be watching this. Well, don't let her watch it then. That's why you have child settings on your Netflix. But at the end of the day, it was fun. So moving on to that, if you haven't watched it yet, it's on Netflix. You can watch it whenever you want. It was live, but not really. Today, recent breaking news a couple hours ago, our boy, Wembanyama, won the Rookie of the Year. I'm not surprised. There was a time early, and I'd say December, that maybe Chet Holmgren had better stats to start the year than Wemby, but then Wemby's defensive prowess and everything kind of came to tuition in the second half of the year. So he's the first unanimous NBA rookie since Karl Anthony Towns in 2015, 2016. That is right. 99. All of them first place votes. Chet Holmgren getting 98 second and 1 third place, with Brandon Miller of Charlotte getting a second place vote from somebody who's on crack, because clearly Chet Holmgren and Victor Wembanyama were the favorites there. So shout out to Wemby. Looks like he's going to have a good career and I won't say rebuilding San Antonio Spurs team, because they need a lot of work. So we'll see how it all plays out, but he's going to be a force for a while. And it's good because this year's NBA draft is going to stink. More on that later. All right. Here we go. All right, how many buttons do I have for this? Let's start with this one. The Los Angeles Clippers.
You are one pathetic loser.
The Los Angeles Clippers.
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts?
And just for good time's sake, the Los Angeles Clippers. Gone fishing again in the first round. 2 straight years in the first round. Last year to the Suns, this year to the Mavericks. Kawhi Leonard just got a huge $52 million 3-year extension in January. $52 million extension for 3 years. In the last 19 Clippers playoff games, 19, Kawhi Leonard has played in, who knows the answer? In 19 games, Leonard has played in 4! $52 million extension. 4 playoff games. It's crazy because in December, all the way through January, the Clippers were the best team in the NBA. The chemistry was there. Everything was there. But against Dallas, no chemistry. Russell Westbrook was a mess. James Harden was a mess. And I can't even think of anything Paul George did. Just gross. They had no answer for Dallas. It's not like Dallas has a deep team. They don't. But here's the Clippers, right? Every year it's the same thing. Oh, we just got to get healthy to the playoffs, so we don't care. We don't care. We'll do our thing in the playoffs. They have it. In 2019, they were an 8th seed. In 2020, the first year of Leonard and George, they were a 2 seed behind the Lakers. However, that was the bubble year. 2021, they were the 4th seed. 2022, they were the 9th seed, lost in the play-in tournament to Minnesota. 2023, they were the 5 seed, and now we are the 4th seed. And then I look at these 1 seeds, 2 seeds in the West. Take away Memphis last year without Ja Morant. Why aren't they trying to get a better seed and play worse teams? They're like okay with being mid in these playoffs each year, and it's not working. It's not working at all. It's a weird team to figure out. And I look at these 1 and 2 seeds or 3 seed, the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Thunder are younger. They're playing better basketball, and they're set up for success in the future. This was it for the Clippers. They're not set up for success in the future at all. They have no draft picks. Paul George probably maybe out the door. Harden, Westbrook. You got a Kawhi Leonard who can't even play in a playoff game because he's so torn down and hurt by the end of the year. Ty Lue, I don't know. Norman Powell. No one's young. No one's exciting. They're going into a new arena. It's the most state-of-the-art arena next year. And they're going to go in flat. No excitement. Who knows what the team is going to look like? They have no money. No draft picks. The team that got all their draft picks was the Oklahoma City Thunder. Maybe the Clippers should have done the same route they did a couple years ago in 2019. Because it's looking like another year next year probably have gone fishing. Shoot for the stars. Shoot for the stars, not mid. No chemistry, terrible, ugly, I hate it. So if I had to redo the playoffs right now, because I did have the Clippers going to the finals because I'm an idiot, because I believed in the chemistry they had. I didn't know Kawhi Leonard was going to be hurt. I should have. We all should have. And here we are with the Thunder, the number one seed, who easily swept the Pelicans with rest against the Mavericks. Going to be a fun series. The Timberwolves and the Nuggets. Minnesota plays again tonight against the Nuggets. Minnesota won game one over the weekend against the Nuggets easily. And I was low on this Minnesota team, but I'm not going to lie. I'm high on them now. The Celtics and Cavaliers should be a five-gamer. Cavaliers just not quite enough for the Celtics. It's going to be an easy one there. The one on right now, the Pacers and the Knicks. I am all Pacers in this series. I love what the Knicks did against the 76ers and Embiid. But this Knicks team literally has to rely on Jalen Brunson to perform every single game to have a chance to make it to the finals. It's almost impossible in basketball nowadays. You can't rely on one player to do everything. Now, you got Hart, you got Isaiah Hartenstein making crazy threes from half court. I get that, but it's not going to happen all the time. This Pacers team, the way they play, is the worst case scenario for the Knicks. They would rather have the Bucks. But this Pacers team is deep. They're young. And I think they're going to give it all they have. Currently, right now, we're in the third quarter at 78-73 Indiana. So it's a close game. So we'll see how that all plays out. But I did bet on the Pacers tonight to cover. And I'm sticking to my threads there as well. So here's what I got moving on. I think the Thunder are going to beat the Mavericks. I really do. I think it's going to be a 7-gamer. It's the Mavericks, all the excitement of beating the Clippers, who have knocked them out of the playoffs over the last 2 times over the last 4 years. They're going to lose it. Thunder moves on. Timberwolves, Nuggets. I am all, and I mean all, Timberwolves in this. We'll see how it plays out tonight. But I think it's going to be Thunder, Timberwolves against the Celtics and the Pacers. And I think the Thunder go to the finals against the Celtics. And I think the Celtics absolutely destroy them in 4 or 5. So there you have it. I'm still sticking with my Celtics to win the whole thing. However, just switching it up a little bit in that aspect there. Okay. Man. I'm so pissed about the Clippers, man. Blah. Blah. Mystical finish. You want to watch the Kentucky Derby on Saturday. What a finish. Here's the thing about this. It was a close finish. Here's exactly how close it was. I'll show you right here. That is how close it was. Woo! By the hair of my chinny chin chin. Mystic Dan. What a name. Mystic Dan. 18-1 odds. Obviously the photo finish. Check this out. From 2019 to 2024, 5 years now, a favorite not won the Kentucky Derby. That's right. A favorite has not won the Kentucky Derby since 2019. Mystic Dan, 18-1. Mage 15-1 and 23. Sorry. Rich Strike 80-1. Mandaloon 12-1. Authentic 8-1 and Country House 30-1. Interesting stat there. However, from 2013 to 2018, the favorite won every time. So there's that too. So we got a little bit of a trend going, but if you count the years, that means next year a favorite should win. Just putting out there. But what a finish. It was the most bet on Kentucky Derby of all time. And every year we're going to keep on saying that because betting's only getting bigger and bigger in the United States as we see each and every year. So I was at the wedding. I didn't get to watch it. I watched kind of the replay on my phone, but it was pretty exciting and looked like a lot of fun. So shout out to Mystic Dan. Mystic Dan. Speaking of close finishes, and I'll talk to Matt Selz more about this later. Did we have a close finish or did we have a close finish in NASCAR at Kansas yesterday? It was delayed through rain for about 3 hours, but when it finished, boy, did it finish. A record finish for NASCAR. Kyle Larson won. Well, Chris Buescher and his team thought he won. They were celebrating like he won, but Kyle Larson ended up winning by 0.001 seconds. 0.001 seconds. To put it in perspective, here was the shot of the finish there. 0.001 seconds. We had a weekend of close finishes, and it was, and I mean, a lot of fun. I did get to watch that last night before I watched the Tom Brady thing, so it was epic, to say the least. Woo! That was Rant Lines. Shout out. Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for. Chatting is fun. People are fun. Thomas Stevens, Rant on the Street. We both get to talk about how terrible our basketball teams are. And I'm sure he'll have some UFC questions, which I did not get to watch because I was at the wedding. And we'll see what the people have to say out there in Rantsland. But first, this.
On the ground to Hopper. Ahmed. Whoa, high throw. He slipped. Nick Ahmed, as he attempted to throw the ball, looked like the conditions from last night. Just lost his footing and airmailed it.
Okay, so yesterday with all the rain and today that field has been covered the entire day. It's been raining a lot. They didn't have much time to get this set. Watch his front foot right there just get caught. Cleat. It's not that he slipped. Watch that left leg, front of the cleat. Shuffling. Gets caught right there in between.
Terrible feeling for Nick Ahmed. So reliable, and now.
And there goes our baseball news of the night. He threw that thing out of the picture.
Someone got a souvenir.
Trying to throw it back like a rookie of the year or something, man. What was that? It was terrible. Jesus. I feel like you and me could have done better.
100%. We would have had a better shuffle.
Shout out to Nick Ahmed. I'm sure he feels terrible about that one. And it was like luckily the Tom Brady thing was on, so not a lot of people saw it.
Yeah.
But
he got saved.
He got saved by Tom Brady. Who would have thought? Yeah. The savior himself. My man, how was your weekend?
It was good. It was a good weekend.
Yep. Do anything fun?
Nah, not too much fun, but good. I want to say good. I'll say solid UFC. It was solid.
I did saw a little bit of the highlights of who won. So
you didn't. I think if there's one main event that we've had out of the last like 3 that you could have missed for a wedding.
The card kind of stunk, huh?
Yeah.
303. I'm excited for 303.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean. Don't have a wedding for 303.
No, I think I'm out of weddings. I don't think I have any friends that are single left. Maybe you, but
it'll be a while, dude.
Yeah, you got to work on that, my friend.
And
heavy tea. So we'll see. I don't know. No weddings in the next month, please, people. Mm-hmm. Stop it. Better Thomas Stevens. He is our Rants on the Street correspondent here on Monday Night Rants and co-producer. He helps out at the show as well.
Yes, sir.
Catch him in his bio and all this at whatever social media at MondayNightRants.com. Still waiting for some bets from him and some articles to put on MondayNightRants.com, and I'm calling you out in front of all
Good. That's good. That's good.
3 people watching right now.
Don't get me motivated. There's 3 people.
So all 63 people watching right now, go at Better Thomas and say, we want to see your stuff on MondayNightRants.com. Do it. Do we have some questions tonight?
Of course. We have some good questions. We got a baseball question. I don't think we've ever had a baseball
I thought
question
that was
on
my
this
only
show.
baseball thing I had to talk about all night was the blatant air.
The baseball question kills me too, but that's part of the
All right.
that's part of the show. So you want to jump into it?
Let's get it on. Let me
do it.
put your little caption on here so everyone knows what we're talking about here.
Yes, sir.
Boom. Rants on the street with Thomas Stevens.
Number one, I know you've kind of touched on this a little bit. This is all over social media, and I think that's why we got the question. Is Anthony Edwards, in your eyes, able to become the future of this league?
I mean, he's there kind of now. I think it's a weird era of the NBA, especially with LeBron and the way he's going out and everything, there's really no next, Dame, whatever, Jokic's not fun to be the face of the NBA. He's a great player and one of the most talented players in the league, but he's just not fun.
Yeah.
But I look at 3 players right now, and he's one of them. I like Anthony Edwards. I love myself some Tyrese Halliburton right now. And then Gilgeous Alexander. I think those 3, could be like that era where we had what? We had Kobe and LeBron and we need more of that.
Wade, all that. Yeah.
I don't want like a single face. I think all 3 of them combined are kind of like the future, the way they're playing. There's a few others you could probably count on there as well, but I think those 3, to my eyes, had the best years and most important for their teams of any of the players in the NBA. So, by the way, we were right about the Thunder. We're right about the Pacers, baby. And
yes,
I had
sir.
the Pacers
Go ahead,
going
move
to
on to round 2.
the Eastern Conference Finals. Put it on the board.
I love it.
Put it on the board, Pacers. The Knicks just don't have the team to match up with the Pacers. It was the Knicks would have had a better chance against the Bucks with Giannis than
it's a different style of play, man.
Yep, a different, and it's showing right now. It's 94-85 in the fourth quarter, and I did make a bet.
They're in New York, right?
They're in New York.
Yeah, see,
I did bet on the Pacers tonight.
Were they plus 130?
It was I took the 1.5 like an idiot. I should have taken the money line. It was dumb.
Yeah. It's all right, dude. Take what you can get.
Next game, I'm taking I'm just gonna ride the Pacers.
Yeah, the whole way.
Yeah,
it'll be plus odds. I mean, even when they're at home, dude, they'll get emotional.
Yeah, and that's gonna be thumping up in Indiana. You're at the field house. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
the thing with the Knicks is, and I know we're going on a tangent again. Well, I guess the question was about basketball here and the face. So, is Jalen Brunson can't win a series for you, and he's the only thing they have going right now. In the bench, Hart can contribute here and there. Missing Randall is huge in this matchup because Randall would be able to cover Siakam.
Yeah, and
Siakam already in this game is showing that although Hartenstein made that crazy 3 at half court, you can't cover Siakam. He's just right now. The paint points for Indiana right now is off the chart, and it's just not a good matchup. Too fast.
Yeah, no one's been able to guard Siakam, honestly, this whole playoff so far. He torched Milwaukee, and now I'm looking at he's torch them.
Run for their money, too. It's going to be Celtics and Pacers in my eyes. It's just, that'll be a better series than Knicks, Celtics, and 4. So
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
And I'm sorry, Cleveland, but we're counting you out.
We're going 7 games for Orlando.
You took the Magic to 7. That's embarrassing. No one even knows the Magic play basketball anymore. Those games were on NBA TV, not even TNT. Come on. All right, question 2.
Question 2. It kind of ties into question 1, and this question does pain me because these are the people that I grew up watching. But is it an end of an era? Do you believe for Steph, KD, LeBron? Is there any pathway to one more? I'll add Paul George in there too. I'll add Kawhi. Just all those older players. No.
Nope. There's just not. And especially with the Clippers, I think the Warriors may be in a little bit of a better spot if they get rid of Clay and get rid of Draymond and get some young guns in there with Steph. LeBron just, I don't know, man. The Lakers need to blow it up. The Clippers need to blow. I mean, they're going to blow it up. and so are the Warriors. I just think they're just the way that the Thunder and Minnesota built their teams over. They were just ahead. Like
you got 4 20-year-old all-stars almost. I mean,
yeah, it's just not. And even Denver right now are a better team, and the Mavericks. Yeah. Derek Lively crushed the Clippers. Derek Lively crushed the Clippers. So, goddamn, makes me sad, dude. I want to cry.
It kills me. No, it kills. I've been seeing edits of this since the Lakers lost, man, and it does.
No, so I'm gonna say no.
I agree, man.
I'm gonna say the future is here, and we're seeing it this year. It was Denver last year, and Denver's going to be good again next year. And this Thunder team's not going away. They're not just going to magically not be good next year. They're
going to get better.
We did say Sacramento would not be as good this year. We're right on that, but the Thunder and the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to be good 3 to 5 years. Yeah. Like that's just the way it's going to be.
They're too stacked. They're too stacked with too many young people on their team. That's
not the Clippers necessarily. Oh, man, if I'm the Warriors, I am getting as much lottery percentage of winning I can. Not for next year though, because luckily not this year, because this year's NBA draft sucks. More on that later, but when we cover it, but it's worse than last year. But yeah,
last year you had Wemby. You don't even have a Wemby this year.
You don't even got it. Yeah. How's Scoot Henderson doing?
Jeez, dude.
How did Brandon Miller from Charlotte get 1 vote for rookie? What the hell?
Someone is just completely against Wembanyama.
No, he was against Chet Holmgren because Chet Holmgren had 98. So Wembanyama had 99 first place, and then Chet had 98, and one guy said Brandon Miller. That guy is smoking straight crack on the side of Charlotte, of the interstate or something, man.
That seems like it's the trend with the Hornets, though. Those players, they get into it. Maybe the fan base gets into it too. A little bit too much.
It's stupid. Okay, but yeah, no, it's over.
It's sad.
I'm a Clippers fan, and you're a Lakers fan, and I'm sure there's Warriors fan because we out of California here watching, going, man, yeah, it's over.
It's sad. Unless there's a way that Paul George, Kawhi, LeBron, Curry, and KD are going to team up, it's over. It's absolutely over.
It would still be over then.
I know. Yeah, you'd have Kawhi for 20. You'd have LeBron go out.
That'd be in the SNBA, the senior NBA. You know. Maybe they'll join Ice Cube with the big three.
Hey, LeBron can get another ring. Just go own a team.
He'll probably end up doing
that's
that.
That's how you'll get one.
Hey, Tom Brady's trying to own the Raiders, so you never know.
Yeah, true. The roast last night was. Did you watch that?
I talked about it earlier. It was great.
Funny.
There was a few cringe moments. I thought we could have done without Kim Kardashian and everyone talking about her.
I do love though how they humbled her, man. I mean, she walked on that stage, she got booed. And then the dude from Kill Tony, Tony, he
crushed her.
He crushed her.
That was the best joke of the night. Was like she looked so disappointed to be here because her kids are at home with their dad.
Yeah, with her dad. Yeah,
it's a Kanye West joke, people. That shit was hilarious. And then there was a lot of jokes about her vagina being big too.
That was expected. Yeah, with black guys. Yeah, that's expected. Number 3, we'll switch gears, and like I said, this is the first probably MLB question we have ever had on this show. So that's pretty cool.
We are getting to that season, dude.
We are getting to that season, but I love it though. I love getting more opportunities to talk.
About the Dodgers, I quit.
Does pain me, man. But this person wants to know, is Mike Trout done, man? Is there any pathway, for a healthy season?
Well, once again, he started off the season great. No, he's big. How do I put this lightly? He's the Kawhi Leonard of baseball.
Yeah, no, legit, yeah.
And I won't say he's the Derrick Rose or the Brandon Roy of baseball because he's had great seasons
too many years
and so many things have happened. But he's literally, if I had to say, career path wise, although Kawhi Leonard did win some championships, yeah, man, I don't know. It's every year now, right? We'll be at 3 years in a row. That's a trend.
3 or 4, yeah. I mean,
and it's just sad because it came out of nowhere and he was playing so well, and I hate to see it.
And it's a big one too. It's.
I mean, he'll be back next year, whatever. But I don't know. That whole Angels organization right now is backwards. I mean, Joe Adele is playing good. There's something off.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it sucks to see it. How old is Trout now?
30? Yeah, he's up there in the 30s. I want to say he's not like too high, but 35, 30, 34. I don't know, around there.
The best, I think, is behind him. And it sucks to say, but I won't say he's done. Obviously, he's 32, so there's still some time left there. But I would just say I wouldn't expect a full season of Mike Trout anytime soon or for the rest of his career. And he's probably going to end up just being DH for the rest of his life.
That's what I was going to hit on. I was going to say, like, I don't see it. Center field is such a hard position already as it is. One of your best players play center field. They play short. They play those positions. And to have a 32-year-old who hasn't had a healthy year in 5 years, 4 years, play center and hit 300 with all these, it's not
That's
realistic.
not a recipe for success. That's for sure.
It's not realistic. So I do 100. I actually saw a post about that the other day. I 100% agree with you. I think that if you want to, keep him for as long as you do, you have to put him at DH. There is no more center field. There's no more Mike Trout, man. Let's be real.
I mean, Manny Machado was considered, if not one of the best third base gloves in baseball.
Yep.
They have him doing DH almost every other day right now, and it's helping. So
it's smart. It's prolong him.
Yep. And then they just traded for Arias from the Marlins, who's last year's batting champion, who could play third base.
I like that.
Help with that DH thing too. Yeah, Jesus, he went like 4 for 6 over the weekend. I was like, what the hell? Yeah, cool.
It's a good move, dude.
He'll never hit a home run, but damn, he's gonna put the ball in
Get on
and
base,
that's
baby.
what you want. Yeah. All right, next question.
Yes, sir. Number 4, we're going to go into the football world. Me and you both absolutely cannot stand this team, so let's give it a rant. Did the Chiefs get better or worse this offseason?
Oh, dang it. You know the answer to that question.
I do.
They obviously got better.
Yeah.
Like
Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy.
I'm not worried about Hollywood Brown as much as I am Xavier Worthy, really. Like the Bills are freaking stupid, man, to do what they did.
Let's just help out the team that consistently knocks us out.
And then they end up with Keon Coleman, who's literally Kelvin Benjamin 2.0. Yeah. It's like, what are you doing? And obviously Rashee Rice should be suspended. I would say for the whole year, if it was up to me, because he was a centimeter away from killing a person. That's the way I look at it. By his own accord, being stupid. Just what's his face did for the Raiders, except he actually killed a person. But hey, Hollywood Brown, and you got obviously Worthy, and I mean everyone's still there. So if they're the champions and they're still there, can't say no. Got better. So it sucks, but I'm very interested to see how the Chargers play that division this year.
So am I.
And everyone's kind of down on them, and I'm looking at them going,
they're number 2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at the other two. Too. More on the Raiders next week.
People still want to talk about the Raiders like that. I'm like, are we okay?
Hey, are you feeling okay? Like
that's what I'm saying. I'm
like,
you all
right?
Right? Like we were talking about.
Yeah,
I love Gardner, but
when you completely panic in the draft and go, Brock Powers,
best available.
Like they're at a fantasy football draft going by like
exactly.
Yahoo
you're at that pick
150.
Josh Jacobs.
Exactly. All right, man. Number Cinco.
Number 5. Actually, forget what number 5 is. Let me pull it up. Oh, here we go. This is a question that I do kind of like because I will shut this down. Can the Cleveland Browns be a legitimate threat with Deshaun Watson? And I'll shut that down in 2 seconds. I don't need that. They were better off with Joe Flacco.
No. No.
I don't even know if the guy's thrown 200 yards in a game since he's been a Brown.
I don't know. I don't know if he's played more than 4 games as a Brown, to be honest. Nah. And Deshaun Watson has had injuries his entire career, so I'm not, it's not like this is new to anybody. He's always hurt. He was hurt in college. He was hurt his first year in the NFL. He tore his ACL. Now, they did get Jerry Jeudy, and they have good receivers.
They have a good team. Like, their team's like not that bad. Like,
the receivers are going to be gone after next year. They're going to lose Cooper. They're not going to pay Cooper. They're not going to pay Moore. So they'll have Jerry Jeudy as their number 1 and whoever else, right? We'll see how Chubb comes back from the injury.
Very curious.
And it's just like the offense as a whole doesn't excite me, even with Deshaun Watson, right? The team doesn't excite me. And now that division got better. Joe Burrow is coming back. You got Baltimore. You got the Steelers are going to be way better. 100%. If they make the decision to start Fields and not Russell Wilson, please.
They won't. They won't.
Jesus.
Give it to week 4.
Yeah.
Then it'll happen.
Makes me sad.
Hopefully.
So for the most part, no, I don't believe in the Browns.
Yeah, no, I'll keep it short and simple with you. I don't believe in them too. I think they have a great defense. Defense wins championships, but you kind of saw Cap last year. You know what I mean? When, they got Flacco and they were throwing the ball downfield. And then, you saw in the playoffs, it was like, can you complete kind of the necessary passes to get downfield, not these, 40-yard launches and
two
all these
straight
things
pick
like that.
sixes. Two straight
Exactly.
pick. Try to say that 4 times fast. Jesus Christ. 2 straight pick sixes cost them.
Exactly. Yeah.
This
So
season.
they're proven, and Deshaun Watson's not any better. So no.
Ooh, 100.
They'll be last in the division.
I agree with you. I think that's the way it's going to be. That's the way the cookie crumbles, my friend.
Yes, sir. Shout out to
Alrighty.
Terry.
At Better Thomas. All your favorite social media platforms. Get your questions in for next week. Rants on the Street. Where hopefully next week we're talking crap on the Raiders.
Yes, sir.
If it was up to me, I would do that every week. But we're doing that next week. So
Let's try to
enjoy
get
along the
some
conversation.
UFC questions. I think.
Yeah,
that'd
UFC,
be
anything. We
pretty
talked
fun.
about the Kentucky Derby, anything you want to do, anything you want to talk about.
Mystic Dan.
Mystic Dan. Mystic Dan.
That's right, Heavy T.
Hey, there was 69 earlier, and I went nice. Heavy T's excited. He's about to get schooled by Matt Selz right now.
Oh, is this for the? I'm gonna stay tuned. Is this for the?
Matt Selz is going to explain
Yeah.
to see why the Michael Penix pick was a good one.
Yeah. All right. I'll stay
And
tuned.
I'm going to sit back and drink this definitely not alcoholic beverage and watch.
All right, man. I'll stay tuned.
Just unfold. All right, at Better Thomas, get your questions for next week. MondayNightRants.com. Bug him. Please bug him more.
Yes, sir.
All right,
yes,
my
sir.
friend. Enjoy the rest of your night. And
All right, man.
this.
Later, man.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. It's about to get hot in here, but I have to play a break due to partnerships and stuff. After this break, from our boy Andrew Cooper and the FFPC, Heavy T is going to get talked down off a ledge from Matthew Selz at Fantasy Alarm. See you soon, my fellow ranters.
Is Dynasty. And the place to play is myffpc.com. Go to myffpc, use promo code COOP. They'll give you $25 when you deposit $35 or more. Now is the time to get in there and get set up with a startup draft. Now is the time, now that the rookies and everyone are set, because you can go in and you can start the draft and, you draft your Justin Jeffersons and Jamar Chases. And now that we know where the rookies are and where they're landing, you get going on that. So you want to try and set a startup draft for this week coming up if you're not involved yet. So go get involved. Use the QR code here or use the promo code that's in the link in the description here and get yourself going on Dynasty so you can really enjoy these players and draft the players you believe in. If you like Michael Penix Jr., you got to play Dynasty because you got to wait for him, but the payoff is big. And same with like Pearsall and Jackson Smith and Jigba and all these guys. Get in and do that. And I'll tell you what, the orphan leagues over there that we've been talking about, those all got bought up. They're actually all sold. People from this show I know took over a bunch of them. So right now, startups is the way to go. That's the way to rock and roll. It is startup season. Startup season and rookie draft season. That's what's up. Get set up at myffpc.com. Use promo code COOP. They'll give you $25 when you deposit $35 or more and give you a leg up. No dealing with chasing around your friends and making them pay dues and having your buddy be like, oh, dude, I got to quit the league because I got a dog and I can't pay attention no more and I don't want to do trades. Forget all that. You can play online, MyFFPC, high stakes, low stakes, whatever you want to do with experts. And if somebody leaves the league, it goes in that orphan pool and somebody picks it up. The league has never been disbanded on FFPC.com. That's directly from Eric Bachman over there. Has told me that. So that's what's up. Get set up.
Get set up at myffpc.com with our boy Edge Cooper Fantasy Alarm. Promo code COOP. Get $25 when you sign up. Matt Selz, Heavy T, live from the FanDuel Studios. Matt Selz, how you doing over there?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing great. What a NASCAR race, huh? But we'll talk about that later because right now I'm going to sit back. I'm going to drink my definitely not alcoholic beverage. And I am going to be quiet, maybe eat a little bit. And people hate me right now. And I'm going to watch you explain. Well, first off, let's start with Heavy T. Heavy T, when the Atlanta Falcons picked Michael Penix Jr. with the number 6 pick in the NFL draft.
Number 8.
Number 8.
Put some respect on it.
Okay, put some respect
JJ
on
McCarthy
that.
was 6.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay. Sorry, I got my quarterback. What thought went through your head?
I don't think, at least for the first minute, no thought went through my head because there was nothing but pure anger and rage going through my mind. It didn't make any sense. This is the first time since maybe 2019, because Matt Ryan was not good his last year here. Correct. So this is the first time since maybe 2019 where we've had a capable quarterback. We're going into the 2024 season. It's been 5 years. Okay. We actually have someone who could lead this team. We have offensive weapons. The line is good. But as usual, there is one thing lacking with this team, and it is the defense. Like, even the special teams are actually really decent. But the defense on this team is putrid almost every single year. We're always towards the bottom when it comes to sacks. We need pass rushers. And there were 3 pass rushers that I wanted right there. I wanted Dallas, the guy from Alabama. I'm not going to butcher his name, but I wanted the guy from UCLA. And I can't remember this guy's name either, but I wanted the defensive tackle from Texas. I wanted one of those 3. Okay. And the fact that not only did they not get one of those 3, but they took a goddamn quarterback when we don't need one made no sense. I could have justified a wide receiver. I could have maybe justified Brock Bowers at tight end. Not one of the running backs because it would have been way too early. An offensive lineman, maybe. A quarterback, I can't. I didn't understand it then. I still don't entirely. I kind of understand it, but I still don't like it now. It was stupid. It was dumb. All
right.
Go ahead.
Matt Selz.
You're on the clock. I really don't think it was stupid. I really actually quite loved the pick. In my opinion, Penix was the second best quarterback on the board, and you got him as the 5th guy off the board. Okay, sure. He's 24. Okay. Kirk Cousins' contract, everybody's going, it's 4 years, 180 mil. Not really. It's 2 years for 90 mil. It's guaranteed for 2 years. The last 2 are not guaranteed at all. Not in the least. If you cut him by June going into the 3rd year, it's a $12.5 million dead cap hit. That's nothing. Like, literally nothing. I mean, the Broncos are still paying more for Russell Wilson, and the Raiders are still paying more for 4 coaches ago. Like, and you still have Penix on a rookie deal, right? So you get built-in leverage there, okay? You also have, if you cut Cousins, then you can extend the guys who are all your weapons now who are on rookie deals while still having Penix on a rookie deal. So you can double hit the cap there. Plus, the next 2 years, quarterbacks are going to be terrible. Those classes have – Shedeur Sanders is really the number 1 quarterback next year? Are you kidding me? That guy can't – that guy sucks.
Carson Beck, who's literally Drake May.
None of them are good. The next good quarterback coming out is probably Arch Manning, who hasn't even taken a snap. Right? So if you know the next 2 draft classes, and by the way, who's the backup to a 36-year-old already injured Kirk Cousins? Everybody talks about Penix being injured. He hasn't been injured in 2 years. Cousins is a 36-year-old guy coming off of an Achilles injury. And yes, we saw Rodgers get injured and theoretically could have played last year, though that was never going to happen, and he's now healthy. That happened 4 seconds into week 1, right? Cousins, and he went, I don't know, off the wall with his recovery and listening to dolphin sounds or whale sounds or whatever. Cousins tore his plant foot, not the other one. He tore it in week 6? It was mid-October.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's normally a year to come back from an Achilles, are we so sure he's 100% ready for week 1? I don't know. Then who's your backup? Right now you have an NFL
Jared Hall.
by all accounts Penix was the most NFL-ready
wrong team.
quarterback outside of maybe Caleb Williams in the class.
Okay.
Now you have
That's the question I have to ask right there. I have to stop you right there. You think that Michael Penix Jr. is the number 2 quarterback in the class over Jaden Daniels, over Drake May, who I'm not high on Drake May whatsoever. I think
Drake May literally has to sit behind Jacoby Brissett for a year to be ready.
That's not good.
Jaden Daniels transferred from Arizona State to LSU and had one good year that won him the Heisman.
Yeah.
Granted, it was an amazing year.
What about J.J. McCarthy?
Ugh.
Well, you know how
everybody can talk about, ooh, we think he can do this, but have we ever seen him do it? I know
Harbaugh did not unleash him.
I know Michigan. Maybe it's because Harbaugh knew what he couldn't do and didn't coach to it.
And I have to ask, what about Bo Nix?
No, that was a worse pick. That was easily a worse pick than Penix.
That is the one silver lining.
I'm an Oregon fan, and I agree. I agree with that.
Like even there's no.
And Sean Payton
also, by the way,
Sean Payton's out there saying that he regrets not taking Mahomes, so this is his Mahomes pick this year. And I'm going,
he's not Mahomes. He's not anywhere close to Mahomes. He's not even Justin Herbert.
No. Whoa. Yeah, no. Let's give Herbert some credit there.
No, I love Herbert. I'm just saying, like, Herbert is not to Mahomes, and yet we're jumping the previous Oregon quarterback.
Yeah, but this is a man who had a movie about his life with Kevin James starring as him on Netflix.
Because he got kicked out of the NFL for being a horrible coach.
This is a man who I think is the most overrated coach in the history of the NFL. So there's that.
There is that. Now, if you thought that he's your Drew Brees part 2, okay, I could believe it. But I have no problem with the Penix pick. Because here's the thing. You talk about defense. They then used all but 2 of their picks for defense. Granted, they're not stud dudes, but
they got Trice, right? They got Braylon Trice, who had I think
I believe so.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So you got high value because the first 14 picks were offense. That meant picking in the top of the second round got you first round defensive talent.
What are these people doing?
And
they're making all the good teams better on defense. They're dumb.
By the way, the Falcons tried to trade back like one.
I did,
and tried to get to 10 to go take another defender.
I will accept that. I did see that. But the fact that, and you know what, if it did happen, okay, I would have like, all right, that's fine. But it didn't. So I think just for most of the fans, it looks worse.
And if Cousins doesn't start week 1 and Penix does, and he does well, then you put him back on the bench. He can learn from Kirk Cousins, who, by the way, is not like he's good. I'm not saying he's not. But comparing him to, he's the next Matt Ryan. Like, Matt Ryan was solid. He's not like, Cousins is like
kind of similar.
Top 10 quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
They have a very similar pocket tight play. I mean,
right.
So, but I mean, it says a lot about how much of an upgrade Cousins is for this team because, they're doing like voluntary practices right now and everything. The social media team for the Falcons wouldn't even show the throws that Ritter was making last year.
I mean,
because they knew they were hard. Like now they're showing like the full throw that Cousins is making to the receivers, and they look great. So I don't know. Like,
if you want to see them, Sharp Football, Warren Sharp on his Twitter has a whole thread of all the great Desmond Ritter throws. You should check it out. You'd love it.
I really don't want to.
But that's the other side of this, though, is that if Kirk Cousins does start week 1 and he's good, you at least have a quality backup quarterback, which, as we saw with Cleveland and we saw with, Cleveland used 5 quarterbacks last year and made the playoffs, right?
True.
If you don't, and look at what happened to the Vikings. They were in line for the number 1 seed, and then Kirk Cousins went down and they scuffled for the next 10 weeks. Like, they couldn't do anything.
Well, and Justin Jefferson went down too. That kind
of. Well,
thing.
Right, because their backup threw a hospital pass and got him annihilated. Josh Dobbs took out Justin Jefferson. Yep. Okay, so I think there's a lot of ways to look at it, and I think I don't think the GM is saying that he's going to sit for 4 years. I think that was a ludicrous.
That was.
I think he said that to put Kirk Cousins at ease, who wasn't talked about, the pick. And quite frankly, I don't care about Kirk Cousins' feelings. You got paid a boatload of money to learn a playbook and throw a football.
I thought, okay, so them not telling Cousins, I thought was interesting. It's technically, to me, it's not the biggest headline, but I was just like, oh, well, that's interesting. And the second part, Terry, and I probably butcher his last name because I never get it right. Fontenot. Yeah, whatever, same thing. He when he came out and said like, oh, if he's going to sit for 4 or 5 years, I'm like, that is the length of an entire rookie contract. No,
that was it was a stupid statement, but he's got to tell Cousins, look, your entire contract is valid, not just the 2 years. But I guarantee you in the back of his mind, he's going, he's really going to sit for maybe 2, maybe a year and a half, right? Because here's the other, everybody goes, oh, he's already 24. By the way, do you know when Rodgers, his first full season was? It was his age 26 season in Green Bay.
I thought it was 27, but okay, 26 sounds about right.
I think he played a few games in age 25 season, his first.
How old is Jordan Love right now?
Jordan Love is
25.
He's 20.
He's 24.
Well, he's 24.
But he was also drafted at 20 as a third-year sophomore in a weird situation. And by the way, nobody liked that, but that worked out for him so far. And nobody liked it when they drafted Rodgers.
And no one believed me when I said Jordan Love was going to be a thing, especially down here.
I think this was. I think the Falcons were like, well, we have a winnable division. Can you tell me that re-signing Baker guarantees the?
Oh yeah, no, I agree with that.
It doesn't. I thought Baker was better than anyone.
And the Saints taking Spencer Rattler as a backup quarterback who looks
was honestly
like the CVS version of Patrick Mahomes, like.
Kirkland brand, Patrick Mahomes.
No, the Saints are going to be an absolute disaster because Derek Carr absolutely sucks.
Right. So Carr sucks and Spencer Rattler's their backup.
Well, we have a lot of fans in Fresno here. Let's not get crazy. He does suck though.
I mean, he does now. He didn't for a while, and then he does now.
Yeah, he's not it.
And the Bucs, okay, they're probably the odds-on favorite to win the division right now, but it's got to be close with the Falcons.
Probably.
I would give the Falcons. They're probably, if you look at Super Bowl odds right now, which are available, I would say the Falcons probably have the highest odds of every other team in that division.
Okay, so
we got to go to FanDuel though. It has to be FanDuel. Our odds of record here at Monday Night Rants.
The Panthers are plus 1,400.
Okay, yeah, don't even mention
what to win the division or
to win the division.
Okay, thank you.
The Saints are plus 340. The Bucs are plus 290, and the Falcons, as of right now, are minus 120.
Minus one.
Right. So they're minus 120, and they didn't take the defensive end or defensive tackle everybody wanted them to take, and they still got defensive help in 5 picks in the draft, and now they have their quarterback set up for, like the guy said, a decade.
We'll see. I'm not that high on Michael Penix as you are.
I think he's
especially when a guy has all of his receivers and his offensive line drafted.
Okay. To point that out, Washington was 4-8 the year before Penix showed up with basically the exact same core of people that they just went to the national championship with. Okay. So in 2 years, granted, Kalen DeBoer showed up, but in 2 years with the same core group of guys, they went from 4-8 and an afterthought in the Pac-12 to a national championship contender who nearly knocked off Michigan.
I wouldn't say nearly.
I wouldn't say nearly either, but
a couple of big plays, it would have been fun.
And there were a couple of, and they almost got.
Okay, but the other thing
almost lost to Oregon twice as well. Those games were close.
Is, you said, okay, well, all of his guys got drafted. 13 Michigan players from that team got drafted. So, like, it's.
Yeah, but 13 Michigan players getting drafted is not unusual.
And let me tell you this, I'd rather have Penix in that game than McCarthy.
Yeah.
I think if Penix is on Michigan and McCarthy is on Washington, the result is the same.
I think there should be a bet here, and the bet is a Michael Penix jersey.
I'm listening. Okay.
But like, he also, by the way, had Indiana as
I know he was really good
contender
until
in
that
the
first
Big
ACL
Ten.
tear.
Before he left, and then they fell off the face of the planet.
That's right. He was there. I forgot.
And they
Yeah,
were
that's
good.
where all of
And
the- by the way, that's where all of the injuries happened. When he got
Like, I should-
behind
I
a
should-
pro NFL line,
Okay, let's
he
see.
wasn't injured.
Heavy
I
T.
should probably clarify one thing, and I'll make this real quick because I do have to go back
Yeah, I
to
know.
work. But I'm not saying that he's a terrible player. I just thought the pick was back. And look, to be perfectly honest, if he does start, let's say Cousins gets hurt, something happens. If he does start, I pray to God that he's more like Washington Warren Moon than he is Jake Locker. So, yeah, if we're going on the Washington quarterback here right there. We're aiming for Warren Moon. We don't want Jake Locker.
That's fair.
Hopefully we get the Warren Moon side. And that's the other thing too, is I've seen people like Falcons fans like, oh, he could be the next Mike Vick. That Michael Penix does not run.
He doesn't run.
No, he does not.
People realize he does
He
not
is
run.
a pure
After 2
pocket
ACL
passer.
tears, he's not running. Yeah.
Just because he happens to throw with his left hand and he happens to be African like Michael Vick was, did not mean he could run like
Right.
Michael Vick did.
It's like saying
Also,
Tua's
by the
like
way,
Michael Vick.
You better hope he throws better than Michael Vick, because that guy could not throw
Yeah.
a football.
That's the other thing too.
Hey, Michael Vick was a fantasy football star, though.
So he was a fantasy football star because of his legs. That dude could not pass.
If you
For-
put Michael Vick at running back, he'd have less fantasy value than he did at quarterback.
So when
It's
Vick
the
was in
Dalton
Atlanta,
Varsho counts as a catcher, not an outfielder debate for baseball.
there you go.
As an
Yeah.
outfielder, Dalton Varsho's an afterthought. As a catcher, he's number 2 to JT Realmuto.
Makes
If
sense.
you put Mike Vick at running back, he's like the 12th running back off the board. If you put him at quarterback, all of a sudden he's number 1 because you're getting rushing yards from a quarterback.
It's true. It's true. He
All right, Heavy
was
T.
a great runner and a great passer in Atlanta. Or no, a terrible passer in Atlanta.
Terrible.
Went to jail. And he actually turned into a decent passer in his later years with Philadelphia. He was okay.
There
A
was
lot better
Michael-
than he was in Atlanta.
There was a Michael Vick joke on the Tom Brady roast last night.
Oh, God, that roast was terrible.
Went all in. Heavy T, did Matt Selz talk you off a ledge? Do you feel better about the Michael Penix Jr. pick now, or do you feel the same?
I will say this. I'm not standing on the ledge, but I am sitting on it, just enjoying the
Okay.
sunset. Or what might be my last sunset.
Okay.
So-
All
All
right, I'll take it.
You did it. You did it, Matt Selz. Heavy T, I know you got to go back to the FanDuel studios, go back to work. Are you coming in hard? I mean, hard next week, so we can spend the show talking about Raiders?
I will come in as hard as I can. I'm not sure how much time I can give you, but I will try my best.
Phrasing.
Thank you. Apologies to anybody who was been waiting for the Raiders blog. I've been swamped with work, especially with the Kentucky Derby being last week. So I haven't had a chance to get to it. But we will have that out by this weekend. I promise you that.
Yeah. So next week, we're going to be talking Raiders, which means one thing. Lots of laughs and nothing good being said.
Look, I might throw this little tidbit in there, but I am one of the people that believes that Al Davis's frozen head is tucked somewhere in that torch in Vegas.
Are we sure it's not what's causing his son to get terrible haircuts?
Oh, geez. What is up with that?
The son looks like the
Man,
lost
keep
Beetle.
going in and asking for that haircut.
You're a you're pretty much a billionaire.
Wait,
And you're going to Supercuts asking for the bowl cut still.
wait,
That's what
I
it
think
is.
he's cutting his own hair because all of his money's going to paying ex-coaches.
And players.
That's true. But if we really think about it, this really says more about the barbers of both Oakland and Vegas that no one has been willing to stand up to this man and be like, you need a better look.
It is a two-city issue.
Jeez. All right, guys.
All right, my friend. We'll see you next
Absolutely.
week at Heavy T on air. As always, on Monday Night Rants. Back to FanDuel he goes. Watch the end of the game. All right, buddy. Oh, man.
All right. Well, I helped him, calm himself
He's
down a
no
little.
standing. He's now sitting.
He's watching the sunset.
Yeah. He's watching the sun.
of Kirk Cousins' career.
I don't know if that's a good thing. Yeah, that too. Okay. We got to 10 minutes or so here. We're really 6 minutes past, but we can go whenever. I don't care. It's my show. Do whatever I want. And we got 12 seconds left in this game right here. 1 point game. Knicks up by 1. That's very interesting here. See how this plays out here. I'm obviously all on Pacers here. So we'll see. If I'm going to, I was mad that I didn't take the Pacers money line and it was 1.5 and they could lose by 1 and I can still win. Okay. Which is crazy. NASCAR race. Kansas.
Phenomenal.
The first 2 stages. All green.
Yeah.
And then they couldn't even get 2 laps in the third stage for who knows how long. But goddamn, what was going on there? And then the ending was incredible. I don't know. It looked like Buescher bumped Larson, and then Larson came all the way down to bump him. And then obviously the
Robbins racing?
Yeah. The NASCAR closest finish of all time, 0.001 seconds. And then there was a whole bunch of stuff today about the crooked line. So what are your thoughts on that?
First of all, they have transponders in the car, so they know exactly where these guys are at all times, right? Also, if you look at where the photo is taken, it's not taken from the start of the line. It's taken from the start of the checker.
Yep.
So it doesn't really matter that it's crooked, and so Buescher technically went. He's also on the apron, by the way, which is a shorter distance around the track compared to, a curved front stretch for those of us who actually know how things work. So, they got it right.
I think I'm 100% think they got it right. I just think there's all those people that always try to find holes in everything that's close.
Yeah, because it's Hendrick, and if it was anybody but Hendrick, they probably
exactly.
would have given it to Buescher. Like, no, cross the line first, you want to win.
That was one of the best third stages of a race I've seen, especially at a 1.5-mile track. That was one of the best third stages I've seen in a long time. And we've had 2 now, Atlanta and now this, really close finishes that have been exciting, and I love it. I hate the fact that Ryan Blaney has been sucking balls lately, the whole season really.
Well, hey man, he almost won.
Yeah, he'll get his. He'll be fine. He's still like 6th or 7th in the playoff rankings and all that.
Yeah,
but
you know that. So everybody talks that Ford is 0 for 30 so far, and
yeah, they suck. But Ryan Blaney's been the only good Ford.
But they're not sucking. They have 3 losses by a combined.
Oh yeah, you're right.
6,000th of a second.
Yep, that is insane.
Blaney lost at Atlanta by 0.003.
Yep.
Who lost at Texas in Xfinity? Was it Sieg?
I think it was Sieg. Yeah.
That lost by 0.002. Yeah. And then Buescher lost by 0.001. So, like,
Fords are cursed.
I mean, they're figuring it out. They're getting there. There.
How did your playbook and your bets do this week?
They did all right. They did. I had the wrong RFK. Well, okay. I don't want to say the wrong one. For DFS, they were pretty close between Buescher and Keselowski, only because Keselowski started like 30th or 32nd.
Yeah.
And moved up quite well. I did think Byron was going to dominate more than he did, like move up.
He was so shocked, especially in DFS, and he did in the first stage. Like, he was going up quick. He was one of the fastest movers.
And then
his car just kind of stalled out, and Blaney moved up a lot.
Blaney did well,
and then that last caution or that last overtime, he kind of got shuffled back, which kind of sucked because I was hoping for a top 10, but.
Yeah, I thought so. I had Larson written up because he was closer to the front, so I thought he was going to lead some pretty decent amount of laps. And then Hamlin, I did mention in the write-up that Hamlin bested him in 25-lap runs. So later in green flag runs, you could see Hamlin come up and challenge Larson, which is generally what happened. But yeah, I thought it didn't have quite all of the right guys. I didn't have enough Buescher.
Yeah. It happened.
But in fairness, Buescher in his career has never had a top 5 finish at a 1.5-mile track. So
that's actually kind of surprising, actually, but actually not really when you look back at it.
Yeah, I did have Corey Heim as a
yeah, that was a crazy run there. He was having, so that was cool.
Had Austin Hill a little bit, so the crash didn't really help that.
You looking forward? What we got? Darlington this next weekend.
Yes.
Looking forward to that, right?
Eric Jones.
This
is why they sat him out at Kansas, because they wanted his expertise back at Darlington because he dominates at Darlington. So I was perfectly fine with that move. We'll see what Jones opens up at on the lines, because they usually show up on Tuesdays.
Any other early people who dominate it besides Eric Jones? Because we know Eric Jones is the Darlington man.
I mean, Denny's pretty good there.
I'm so sick of Denny Hamlin.
I mean, so am I, but it's hard to argue with his form, to be honest. Truex is usually pretty good, usually a threat.
How does Blaney fare at these?
He does okay. So we're looking at guys that are extraordinarily high tire wear tracks. Like Darlington eats tires for breakfast, lunch, dinner, goes back for triple desserts. Like, it is abrasive as hell. So, we kind of got to look at the guys who did well at, Vegas, the guys who do well at Homestead, previous Darlington races. Daniel Suarez is actually pretty good at Darlington.
Ooh, he's been so bad this year. Oh my God.
He wasn't terrible.
I played him a few times in DFS, and he's just been one of those damn, man, come on.
I think it's more bad luck with him than bad showings, because he's had fast cars and they get caught up and stuff.
As always, you can check out the Darlington DFS playbook on fantasyalarm.com, and also your best bets as well, right? Or is that on?
Yeah, we're getting back to that this week.
Hell yeah.
Oh, wait. Stuff the last
Hell yeah. Let's go. Let's win some money.
And then after Darlington, it's the All-Star race. Which
already? Jeez, man. Crazy.
They don't do it exactly halfway through. They do it a little early.
Where's the All-Star race this year?
It's at North Wilkesboro.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Who won the All-Star race last year?
That would be, pretty sure it was Ryan Blaney.
Oh, who won the championship last year?
Ryan Blaney.
There it is. Whoever wins the All-Star race this year is winning the championship. Put it on the board.
That's true, because he won it. Did Blaney win it?
Yeah, he did. Or was it the year before he won it?
It was the year before at Texas with Netgate.
Oh, it was Netgate. Dang it. Just ruined my whole thing. Never mind.
Who won it.
Scratch that, people. Do not bet on the winner of the All-Star. Who won the All-Star race last year? Was it Logano?
It may have been. He wins a lot of them when it's the first time. I don't remember.
Damn it. I got to look that.
They have DFS for it. I don't cover it because it's.
I F around and find out when I do All-Star race DFS.
It's such a ridiculous format. It's a half a race. It's on a track they never run. This one, they ran it last year. It was the first time since.
It was Larson won last year. It was also at North Wilkesboro.
Yes, it was.
Speedway. And our boy, D. Wallace Jr. got second.
Yeah, he did. By the way, Larson will not be at practice for the All-Star race this year.
Why is he doing F1 or something, or Indy or something?
He's doing the practice and qualifying for Indy because he's doing the double, which should be fun.
It will be.
It's been a while since we've seen somebody do the double.
Who was the last one?
I want to say Tony Stewart was the last one.
I think you're right.
I don't think Kyle Busch was ever allowed to do it. I think Kurt Busch may have. But I'm pretty sure
it's the Indy 500 and Coca-Cola 600, right?
Correct. Pretty sure Tony.
Who won the Coca-Cola 600 last year?
That's an excellent question. See, my brain is so filled with stuff.
It was Ryan Blaney.
It was Blaney. Yes.
He
won it in it was close fashion too. It wasn't.
It was Kurt Busch in 2014 was the last one.
Okay. I thought it was either Kurt or Tony.
Shout out to Kurt Busch, baby. Shout out Kurt Busch.
So we'll see. We'll see how Larson does in the double. It'll be fun to watch.
I'll be watching both, of course. Last year, Team Penske dominated that day. Vanguard.
All three races on that day.
It's true. Question, real quick, and be fast. Yeah. Who wins the NBA Finals and why?
Who wins the NBA Finals and why?
I'll tell you who it's not going to be. The Clippers.
Nope. Not gonna be the Clippers. Not gonna be the Bucks either.
Or the Suns.
Sucks.
Or the Lakers.
Yeah.
Definitely not the Orlando Magic, which everyone forgot they even had a basketball team until this playoffs. You can be boring. Just say Celtics. Be boring. Be boring. I have the Celtics.
It's so hard to go against the Nuggets though right now.
Well, they got pretty handled at home.
I mean, they
against
did,
the Timberwolves.
Yeah, but Gobert's not playing tonight, so we'll see.
Oh, they're starting right now. It's already 11-8 Minnesota, but first quarter. You don't watch all the.
I don't know. It's hard to like.
And I did lose my Pacers bet. The Knicks ended up winning that game at the end.
See,
boo.
The Knicks are spectacular, but at some point,
no, they're not. They're a one-man show. They're a one-trick pony. They can't make it all the way to the finals with one man.
I disagree. The Cavs did it with LeBron and his second.
What? So you're saying Jalen Brunson is as good as LeBron James in his prime?
No, I'm just saying that wasn't his prime. That was like his rookie year, man. That was
when he took the Cavs. That was on his. He came back from Miami to the Cavs.
No.
Oh, this rookie year, you're right. They did go to the finals, but they lost.
To the Spurs. I'm not saying they're gonna win. I'm saying the problem the Knicks have is they have no bench.
They have nothing. They have one player and a guy named Hart and Hartenstein. They have two Harts and a Brunson.
Yeah, the Nova Knicks, man. Like it's
you have a normal Hart, a Jewish Hart, and Brunson. Okay,
not bad in New York. But no, like at halftime, weren't the Pacers outscoring? Like the Pacers bench was up 39-1 on the Knicks.
And the front court points were out of control, and Siakam was going off.
Yeah,
and the second half, Brunson brought him back, did his fourth quarter thing again, and they won.
So I'm not sure the Knicks make it past the Pacers. I think the Pacers have way more, and they're just gonna like that quick passing is just gonna wear down the Knicks.
But can any one of them beat the Celtics?
No, don't think so. I think the Celtics are coming out of the East.
And who comes out of the? Are you going Denver Celtics?
I think so. Yeah.
And who wins? Do we have the first repeat champion?
I think the Nuggets repeat. Man, Jokic is a load. That guy's unbelievable.
Yeah. Murray's been absolutely great. Well, tonight's going to tell the story. If Denver loses this game at home tonight,
then they're in serious trouble.
They're in serious trouble.
Yeah.
If they win, then I would say okay. But man, the craziness is ensuing here. If this Timberwolves team just keeps this going, it's insane.
Yeah.
You don't have any thoughts on the Thunder being so young and good, and
I mean they're
the Dallas Mavericks series. That's going to be a fun series. I think. I think Thunder wins in 6 or 7.
If they don't get swept out by a tornado tonight, hopefully Oklahoma's safe. I'm not joking. Like legitimately, like I hope they're safe because. Well, not to get grim, but like the National Weather Service based in Norman, Oklahoma, put out a SIGTOR radar today, which is significant tornado threat, which is what us folks in the Midwest
in Oklahoma.
So the map goes from like, the more white it goes in color, the more serious the threat is. It goes from 0 to 10. Almost the whole state of Oklahoma was in the white range, which is not great because 10 on this thing is like you're going to get blasted, right?
Yeah.
But then if you zoomed in, there were spots in the OKC suburbs that they had hand marked 25. So like it's like a Spinal Tap moment. Our knobs go to
Jeez. To all the fellow ranters in Oklahoma City, be safe.
Yeah, be
safe.
safe.
Don't worry about basketball right now. Just try to stay alive, please.
Legit, be safe. Scary. When you have the news or the director of the National Weather Service going, there's only a handful of nights I haven't slept well at night, knowing what was coming the next day, and last night was one of them.
Woo.
That's sketchy. So everyone in that area, be safe.
From NASCAR to basketball to weather announcements.
I cover everything, man.
You do live in Nebraska, so you're up to date.
I do. It is
currently. I
don't know if you heard any of the thunder booms in the background, but it is currently severe thunderstorming outside.
All right, we'll cover one more thing, and then we'll let everyone go on their merry Monday here. I know we got this basketball game, we got baseball games going on, and of course we got Monday Night Raw after Backlash. Everyone wants to watch. You know what I'm saying? Bam. So here we go. as I told everybody, and I continue to tell everybody, and I made the biggest mistake by telling everyone in my Dynasty Fantasy Baseball League that you have the best prospect list in all the business. Dumb mistake.
I know how it goes. I got beat in my home league to my own prospects.
And now they're probably one of the whatever 100 people watching right now.
Well, one of the managers in my home league emailed before last year's draft. Emailed the list to everybody. He goes, "Is this you?" It's like,
"Yep,
yeah, that's me. Have fun. There you go. There's my top 400 for everybody."
At, of course, fantasyalarm.com. Your one-stop stop for everything fantasy sports, DFS, season long, betting now. Hell yeah. Let's go. Howard Bender, the boys, Andrew Cooper, Jonathan Pemba. We can't forget about Babyface Grande either. All doing their thing over at fantasyalarm.com. Is there like a deal going on right now? What do you guys got? Just sign up. Who cares how much it costs? It's winning advice. It's winning advice, people.
Yeah. I mean, baseball bets went, what, 7-2-1 today, I think?
7-2-1 in the... Jesus Christ, give me an error. fantasyalarm.com, baby. Check it out. Also on SiriusXM, check out Howard Bender and the show over there as well. Prospect list.
Yeah.
Of course, I text you all the time and say, hey, is this guy good? Is this guy good? Is this guy good? Should I drop this guy? I asked you about Jay Allen. You didn't answer.
I did
Should I just get rid of this bum?
Yeah, you can drop him.
Okay. And I'll worry about who I'm going to pick up later because I'm trying to make some trades for some starting pitchers because I lost. One of them beat his girlfriend and now he's no longer playing baseball. The other one was looking like he was to be the Cy Young Award winner this year and got Tommy John. And I'm struggling with starting pitching right now. I got Mackenzie Gore hanging by a thread here.
Hey, man. Mackenzie Gore's been – I saw a stat today that only one pitch in baseball has been thrown 300 times and hasn't given up a home run. And it's Mackenzie Gore's 4-seam fastball.
Okay, well, he needs to throw that more because
I agree.
I agree. He needs to throw that pitch more because I'll tell you what, every other pitch he's throwing ain't working out for me in my fantasy baseball league.
Although, in fairness, defense didn't really help him yesterday.
No. And I was stupid when I traded C.J. Abrams.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, so were the Padres, but you know.
Yeah, well, it's okay.
By the way, how many middle infielders you all need?
Never enough.
Apparently.
Who cares that Jerks and Profires are starting left fielder? Nah, nobody. Let's bring
you got a shortstop in right field. You got a shortstop at second base.
Soto is still kind of hurt, so he could play DH a lot more and just put, areas at third base, I guess. Or Hassan Kim can play third base, second short, and Xander Bogaerts can, start hitting the ball.
Right, that's my point, though. You got a shortstop in right field. You got a shortstop at second base. You got a shortstop at shortstop. You got a shortstop in left field, and you got a shortstop DHing.
And technically, we have a shortstop playing center field, too.
And you have a shortstop playing center field.
Although he's been a really good center fielder.
He has been, which is impressive since he's never played center field in professional baseball.
So there's that.
Never did it in the minors. Just showed up in San Diego and started playing center field.
That's what we do, baby. That's
By the way, before Jackson Holiday was sent down, the three youngest players in baseball were all named Jackson.
Oh, yeah. Jackson Holiday, Jackson Merrill, and who's
Churio.
Jackson Churio. That's funny. Holiday did not impress.
He's also not been so great down at AAA either.
Did not impress either.
Well, that would be why he was on the bench for 8 of 9 games.
He played one game and they just benched him. And then what? Is he back down already?
No, I don't think so.
What is he doing? Just hanging out?
Chilling. He's taking up Austin Hayes' roster spot.
Drinking beer bongs from that water bong thing that they have.
Hey, man, their owner's about to get drilled with the. Do you see that the splashing stuff like Rubenstein?
Oh yeah.
On the Twitter and said.
We haven't even gotten to my question yet.
I know, man. This is what happens with you and I.
My question was, you have these weekly articles about players, prospects who could be called up, who you should pick up. I've been using that to my advantage. Is it weekly? It's weekly, right?
It is weekly.
Do you have one coming out this week?
I do. It'll be out on Wednesday.
Can you give me a little sneak peek of maybe one or two players that you're looking at that could be coming up shortly that could help your dynasty or just fantasy baseball teams in general from this list. Maybe a starting pitcher. Maybe a starting pitcher that nobody else has that I can use because although I love myself some Dean Kramer, he can't be starting for me every week to win a championship.
No, that's not great. I'm assuming Christian Scott's already owned.
Oh yeah.
I'm a little bummed. I had suggested to one of my co-managers a couple of weeks ago that we pick him up for basically nothing because he was on the verge of getting called up, and we forgot to do it. And then we forgot to do it last week, and he went for $195 on Sunday out of $1,000 budget. So,
and he's probably gonna be in that rotation the rest of the year if you look at it.
Probably. I mean, they have no other options.
Yeah, that's pretty slim. Hey, can we? Well, they're not the most disappointing team. I would say the most disappointing team. The Mets are up there, but obviously it's the Houston Astros at this point. But
yes,
by far. But they have also their pitching has just gone boo, hurt. It's been crazy.
Yeah, they haven't been great. Let's see some guys that could be coming up.
Give me something good. I want a good nugget there, Matt Selz. Good nugget. Give everyone here at Monday Night Rants now we're at 87 listeners currently. A good nugget. We're going up and down, okay? We did break the 100 mark at one time, okay? We did that.
About Mitch Spence. I wrote about him last week.
The hell is Mitch Spence?
My mouse would work. My mouse just died on me here.
Shit. Who is Mitch Spence?
Ready? Phone time. I'm going to go get on my phone.
I'm doing it right now. I'm already Googling Mitch Spence. Oh, he plays for the A's.
He's been decent.
He's 26 years old. And he's from Washington.
There you go. Washington connection. Bring it back full circle.
Yeah, it is.
No, he's been decent. I mean, it's the A's.
Has he ever played in a major before?
What?
Has he ever played in a major? No, he hasn't.
No.
He just got called up. He's 3-1 with a 3.8 ERA. Okay. He has.
The A's need all the help they can get in pitching.
He has 20 strikeouts and 23. Well, if Luis Morales wouldn't be hurt. 23.2 innings, 21 strikeouts. Okay. Only 6 walks. Good. His whip is 1.014.
And how about this? I just picked him up in my Dynasty League earlier today. So.
Well, let me give a goog here to my Dynasty League, which, by the way, they're probably all I bet there's a race between 4 of them right now to go look at this guy up. Damn you, Friedrichs! I know you're listening. Stop it! All you cousins and brothers, stop it! I'm picking up. What's his name again? Mitch Spence?
Mitch Spence.
Terrible name. Oh, he is available. Okay. He has not had a fantasy outing over 15 points. He hasn't pitched more than 4.2 innings.
Yeah, to build him up. He'll be fine.
Although this last one but he gave up 4 earned runs, 5 Ks. Okay.
He's not elite, but we're not talking about we're going to get aces up right now.
And his next start will be against, it looks like, Texas.
They've been not great. Also, Wyatt Langford's out for a month.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you have it.
And
if you need pitching help in your fantasy baseball leagues or dynasty, go ahead and pick up our boy, Mitch Spence, from the man himself.
It's not sexy, but it works.
It's not sexy, but it does work. At least he doesn't have a negative. I hate when I get my pitch gets I had Fairbanks go down in my dynasty, so I picked up Carlos Estevez from the Angels, and he had in 3 save chances, 2 of them in fantasy, minus 10 points.
Not great.
It's minus 10 in one inning pitch. I was like, damn, twice in 3 weeks. I was like, damn, dude. Do the Angels have anything better? You can throw anybody out there? This guy is terrible.
And by the way, for anybody that may have given up on Cade Cavalli already, he's starting a rehab assignment this week.
Cade Cavalli.
He's going to be an ace for the Nationals, but he's been out
I
for Tommy John.
believe somebody has him on their monitors in Dynasty, but
I'm assuming so. You'd be pretty silly if you gave up on him.
He is nearing a rehab assignment.
Yes.
Could be ready to return by the end of this month or some point in June. So there you go. Put him on your IL, lock him up. Cade Cavalli.
Also, if somebody gave up on either Tink Hence ever seeing the major leagues,
okay. Are you just messing with? We got Mitch Spence and Tink Hence.
Tink Hence is the number one pitching prospect for the Cardinals, man.
I know he is, but it's just funny.
He came from the Ranger system.
He did. Is he being called up?
He should be soon, man. He's looked good of late.
Look at him right now. Tink Hence.
I'm betting you he's owned because
he is definitely owned. I know that for a fact. He's a top 100 prospect in baseball.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I've already gone through that list to try to sneak in.
I'm just saying, if you play in more like a keeper league where people haven't necessarily rostered minor leaguers who aren't guaranteed, Cavalli may not have been kept because he's coming off Tommy John and his debut for the Nats wasn't great 2 years ago. So, like, there's that. Tink Hence.
You know who's in my NA spot? Matthew Selz. In my Dynasty League, you get one NA spot. You know who's in it?
You have one NA spot?
One NA spot. Everything else is all spreadsheets and stuff. You know who's in my NA spot right now? And it can't be a prospect. It has to be someone who has a legit reason for being on the NA. So you use it when, like, babies are born, stuff like that. You know who's in my NA spot right now?
Who's in your NA spot?
Julio Urias.
I probably would drop him. You're not making yourself sound great with that. That guy's not pitching again.
You don't think he's ever going to pitch again? There's been rumblings. I mean, no one's having a baby right now. No one's on maternity leave. You might as well just keep him there. He was so good. Yeah, what an idiot.
Yeah, he was also really good at hitting people he wasn't supposed to hit.
Twice. That he got caught. Yeah, here's the bad luck of this baseball team. Who was that? And then we'll call it a Merry Monday. Who was that pitcher? My original relief pitcher was the relief pitcher for the Pirates.
The one who got caught with the age?
Yep.
Oh.
I've had Trevor Bauer.
Wasn't it like Leo Nunez?
I don't remember his name, and his name does not deserve to be.
Leo Nunez was a closer for the Marlins.
But what he did was very terrible, and not. We don't need to give him any shout outs here of Monday Night Rants.
Aroldis
Luis
Chapman?
Urias. It wasn't Chapman, no.
Okay.
It was I don't remember his name. So now I'm on 3 pitchers. I get suspended for doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
And there's Shane Bieber right next to him in my IL. But Shane Bieber's a great man. He would have never hurt anybody except his elbow. He just doesn't like his elbow. He hates it.
He does not like his elbow at all.
He likes to hurt that. All right, Matt Selz is currently
I'll end it with this great question. Okay. Who has a better chance of pitching again in the majors?
Trevor Bauer or Julio Urias? Where is Bauer really pitching in Mexico right now, or is he?
Yeah, and here's the other best part.
I think they could be on the same team in Mexico.
Here's the other best part. If Bauer doesn't get signed this season, Rachel Luba loses her license to be an MLB agent.
Really?
You have to have at least one guy on an MLB 40-man roster for some period of time. Like, if you don't have a guy on the 40-man roster for some period of time, you lose your license. Her other client is Yasiel Puig. Also in Mexico.
Okay. Well, maybe she should sign you Julio Urias, and they can just make a dream team in Mexico.
Well, maybe. It also came out, somebody found her secret Instagram where she posted all of these pictures, these romantic trips with Trevor Bauer.
Okay. Well, we know how she likes it in the bedroom now.
Yeah. I mean, it's not shocking. She was
just like her career.
I mean,
rough.
She was a UCL volleyball player who somehow became an MLB agent.
Not a good one. That's for sure.
No.
Okay. One could argue there's more players in baseball than any other sport.
It's not even hard to
your
argue.
clients are Yasiel Puig.
Well, hold on. Are we talking
Trevor
about
Bauer? Jesus.
No, there's actually more dudes in the NFL.
Okay. Well,
53 man roster.
yeah, but I'm talking about
teams.
but you also got minor league systems, and you don't have that in the
Okay.
NFL, and
That's fair.
Yeah.
I was just talking 40-man rosters, like the guys that get called up without having to shift people around.
Yep, and like I said earlier, she likes it in the bedroom like she like your career. Rough.
Apparently.
With that being said, Matt Selz, tell everyone where to find you on all the socials.
You can find me at the Salesman on the, I guess, X machine now? That doesn't sound quite so right, though. I mean,
I like it. The X machine.
I mean, it used to be the Twitter machine. Now it's just the X machine.
X machine.
Don't
1X, people. Don't start going crazy with the X's. You're not going to like what you find.
No,
or maybe you will. I don't know, but just don't.
Yeah. That's the main place to find me. You can find my NASCAR and MLB stuff on fantasyalarm.com.
Best in the business, let me tell you, at NASCAR and prospects, it's not even close. And I'm not just saying that because I'm just showing you, my friend. I actually mean it.
We do podcasts there. You can see me and Colby do the MLB podcast once a week. It goes up on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Dan Malin and I do the NASCAR podcast.
Are you guys doing an All-Star break? An All-Star podcast?
Haven't figured that one out yet.
Let's do a...
We
Have
could.
me on. Let's have a quick little 30-minute just all-star fun
It
session.
never goes 30 minutes when you're on.
Let's go 25 minutes and have a good old all-star sesh on the old Fantasy Alarm NASCAR podcast, baby.
Yeah, it hasn't gone 30 minutes like all season. It's gotten way longer than that all season.
Yeah.
Even for the races we supposedly didn't care about, like Texas, it was still like a 42-minute podcast.
Just means more knowledge for all the fans out there. You know what I mean?
So yeah, you can find that on YouTube. You can find the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. That's you can find me in the Fantasy Alarm Discord. I'm answering questions. Dynasty questions. I get those all the time. Dynasty questions.
Yeah. If you like the prospect list and you want more, you want one-on-one with my boy
Here,
Matt Selz.
I have an excellent question. So somebody asked me today, would you give up Paul Skeens to get Jackson Holiday straight up in a Dynasty 5x5?
That's a good question.
And I was like, that seems fair, but like, who are the folks at play here? Middle infield is Grissom, Curtis Mead, Altuve, CJ Abrams, Ryan McMahon, Ketel Marte.
Not bad.
And Christopher Morel.
Not terrible.
Pitching.
But they're going to lose Morel infield after this year.
Probably. Yeah. But he can play two util spots, a corner, a middle, short, and second.
Until the end of this year. But yeah. So for Dynasty.
Yeah. Pitching is Barrios, Gallen, Glasnow, Sale, Kyle Harrison, Justin Steele, Bieber, Garrett Cole, Max Mayer, Hunter Brown, Kodai Senga.
His injured list is woo.
Yeah, Gavin Stone,
All-Stars.
Gavin Stone, Littell, Christian Scott, Tiedemann, and Mizorowski.
I would keep Holiday.
Well, he's giving up Skeens to get Holiday.
Oh yeah, I would do that. You still win it?
No, because I think so. My argument is that
you got a lot of mids in that middle infield, though.
Okay, but you have Abrams.
Yeah.
And if Meade gets a fair shot in Tampa, he's
not proven.
It didn't go well, but McMahon is still underrated in Colorado.
Yeah.
Ketel Marte is not so bad, right? Yeah. But there are a crap ton of shortstops coming up.
No, I mean, yeah. But
San Diego's got 6 of them on the field at the same time, right? And they have another one in their system coming up.
Who's going to be really good, too.
Who might be the best of the bunch.
Yeah. DeVries, baby. Give me some DeVries.
Yeah.
I want a hamburger and some DeVries.
But then if you look at the starters, they're all like 32 and above.
Yeah, that's true. And coming
Arias, Gallen, Glasnow, Sale, Bieber.
Sale's been surprisingly good this year. It is weird.
Because he's not been injured yet.
Yeah.
Senga is already over 30 and he's injured.
Yeah. So you wouldn't. You would keep Skeens.
I would keep Skeens. Normally,
I know we gotta go.
I would tell you to favor the bat.
You actually saw Skeens pitch in a minor league game.
I did.
Live.
And he broke the freaking radar gun.
He broke the radar gun. He's been really good. One of the best prospects we've seen in the minors. in a long time, right? He's like dominating, like to a point where it's just silly.
So this is gonna sound bad, and I'm not wishing the injury history.
No, don't put it on there. Knock on wood.
But the last time we saw a guaranteed number one pick who was this dominant on the mound in college and then coming through the minors.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Strasburg.
Who?
Steven Strasburg.
Oh, you said
in 2019, he was amazing. That was peak. When he was healthy, he was an
absolute. You were going to say Mark Abel.
No.
That was a joke, people. That was a joke.
Or who was the guy from Stanford who got drafted twice, number one overall?
That was Mark Abel. That was Mark Abel.
Oh, right. Mark Appel, right.
Appel, whatever. Abel, Appel. That's how much of a mark he made in Major League Baseball.
Well, there's a Mick Abel in the Philly system right now.
No. I'm talking about Mark Appel, April,
right.
Whatever.
He was drafted by the Astros and the Pirates.
Yeah. Failed at both.
Yeah. No, I was going to say Strasburg. So the injury history aside, like Paul Skeens is phenomenal. Like he was throwing 98 miles an hour.
I still remember Strasburg's first game in Major League and how exciting it was and what he did. It was
unreal. He struck out like 15.
It was 15, I think, or 13.
14 or 15.
Or maybe it was. I thought it was. Yeah, it was incredible. It was one of the best
debuts. He had a curveball so good the ump wouldn't call it a strike because he didn't believe that Strasburg could bend a ball that way.
Yeah, exactly.
So, no, there was 20-something pitches that Skeens threw that there was not a speed posted on the board because it turns out Warner Park's radar gun only goes to 99.
And called Warner Park. I mean, come on.
And he hit 100 21 times that day in 74 pitches.
That's incredible.
That guy throws 98 like I'm soft tossing with my daughter in the back.
So hopefully he won't end up like Strasburg. Although Strasburg had a few good years though in his first couple seasons.
Yeah, Skeens is also more built and wasn't throwing max effort. Like
and have
his
you seen his girlfriend?
Max. What?
Have you seen his girlfriend?
Yes, it's Livy Dunn, a gymnast from LSU.
Yeah. No wonder he's so good, you know.
Majored in looking really good and not actually doing gymnastics, but she does Viore commercials.
That's a thing. Look at the Cavager twins.
I mean, that's true.
That's true. They're from Fresno too. Shout out to the Cavager twins. I love you.
But Skeens. So ordinarily, I would tell you to go with the bat over the arm.
But in this case,
it's Paul Skeens.
There it is. Paul Skeens. What is he ranked on your dynasty rankings right now? Do you know off the top of your head? Number.
I think he's in my dynasty rankings.
No, I'm sorry, in prospect.
In the top 400
prospect rankings. Yeah, he's obviously top.
I think he's top 5. I can double check, but I'm pretty sure
first,
he's top
second, 5. Third. You probably got Holiday, Churio, and Skeens in that order. This would be my guess.
I have. Let me see.
Maybe Caminario too, who's been freaking crazy good.
I have Jackson Holiday 1, Wyatt Langford 2, Caminero 3,
you're high on Langford.
Churio 4, Dylan Cruz 5.
What?
Yamamoto technically counted as a prospect, so he's 6.
You're gonna have to redo these, my friend, soon.
I have Paul Skeens. Yeah, they're gonna get redone because some of these guys have graduated.
Yeah.
But I have Skeens, I think 10th.
There you go. And probably next time we redo it, probably in the top 5 at this point.
I would, yeah.
Because Langford's gone, right? He would count as a...
Yes, because even though he didn't reach the at-bats, he reached the days on active MLB roster.
Yeah. So
he's gone. Jackson Holiday still counts. Caminero counts.
Caminero's crushing. What did the Rays call him up? Shouldn't they be about panicking and doing that like now?
For who?
For Junior Caminero? Why isn't he up?
I don't know.
They should be panicking right now. Like they have a team that should be way better than they are, and it's just crazy.
I mean, but have you seen their IL is ridiculous on pitching and hitting? It's like
stupid. But
their
Ryan
IL
Pepio's
rotation
been really good.
Their IL rotation is probably 3rd best rotation in baseball.
Yeah, it's insane. But what's his name? Brian Pepiot or Pepio?
Pepio.
He's been good.
There's highly the Dodgers didn't want to give him up.
Yep. So I like him. Well, we gotta go. At Matt Selz, at the Salesman. FastAlarm.com, of course. Go there. Don't worry about how much it costs. It's not that much, but it's cheaper than most of what they're trying to get you to buy, and it's better. It's just better. Just go do it. From myself, from the Better Sports Network at Better Network, and of course, Fantasy Alarm at Fantasy Alarm on all your favorite social media platforms. We'll catch you next week when we're going to literally, Matt, and you're welcome to come join too. We're just going to do nothing but talk crap on the Raiders while they're an inept franchise. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Outstanding.
It's going to be one of the greatest shows ever made in the history of shows. For myself,
the kicker in the first round.
Wait till you hear how many first rounders they still have on their roster from the last 10 years.
I don't think it's any.
Yes, sir. What? The one from last year.
Well, okay. Yeah. Well, one of them's in prison.
How's Alex Leatherwood working out? Hey, we got to go.
One of them's in prison. I know.
Oh, yeah.
One of them's eating biscuits.
Biscuits. Is that slang for something? For myself, for the Better Sports Network, we'll see you next Monday, same time, same place. Monday Night Rants, 6 p.m. Pacific. That would be 9 Eastern. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere, all your favorite social media platforms. For myself, for my boy right here, Matt Selz, from Heavy T, for Better Thomas, and Rants on the Street, get your questions in. We'll see you next week, and as always, Matt, do you want to give the shout out tonight to our boy?
To our boy.
Our boy. Shout out to our boy, Taj McGowan. We'll see you next week, my fellow ranters.